Monster Hunter movie released an official trailer for the movie. We both watched it together, actually. Yeah, we should try to figure out how we could start watching things live. That'd be interesting.
Yeah, do like a
Yeah, just put up a little something in that box there. Well,
yeah,
we did because we both had busy weeks, so neither of us got to watch any of this stuff. But a Monster Hunter movie released their official trailer. What were your thoughts on that?
Yeah, so it's funny because I actually read an article about this the other day. Before I actually got to watch the trailer, I read an article about that trailer and all the monsters that they had in there. And, they were really excited. The author of the article I was reading was really excited about all the different monsters that they saw in there, and kind of explained what those monsters were and why they were important to Monster Hunter as a whole, and kind of what they could do to what these monsters could do to impact the story. So that was kind of interesting. I think it's funny because I know a lot of people's initial reactions were, "Oh my gosh, make us a video game movie and throw a bunch of Americans with guns in it and see what happens," right?
And if I'm not mistaken, the game itself does not have guns,
No,
right?
Right.
My understanding of the game was you kill monsters, skin them or whatever, take their stuff from them, make bigger weapons, kill bigger monsters.
Right.
That was my understanding of the game.
Right. So that was my understanding as well, and so that was kind of funny. I know a lot of people were talking about that, but from as an outsider, because I haven't played Monster Hunter yet, but I know this is a huge franchise, a really well-loved franchise as well. As an outsider, one who hasn't played the game, I'm intrigued because the monsters look awesome, and the scale of these monsters is enormous. As an outsider, for me personally, I think to myself, okay, I understand why they're throwing these guys in here, so we can go on the journey with them and learn, oh my gosh, what all this mess is, because they got to learn it. It's not like they're just living in it, right?
Right.
And we got to learn it as well. So I understand why they're doing that. I think they're trying to make the movie more appealing to the general audience, not just the video gamers, and that just makes sense. They're trying to make money on this film too, so that makes total sense to me. I get it. I understand the concerns. I understand the concerns.
I don't think they're going to make a whole lot of money on this.
You don't think so?
It looks, I tell you what, it looks like a movie I would watch, but I don't think it's going to be a good movie. You get these characters in there, these stereotypical characters. You got the guy with he's got his one-liners, and they have the perfect one-liners for the trailer. He's like, "Oh, this is above my pay grade." Like, really? I'm like, oh, it sounds like it's going to be so cheesy. But I do like Mila Jovovich, I think is her name.
Jovovich?
I love her. I'll watch her in anything. She's awesome. She's been in some pretty crappy movies, though.
A couple of the Resident Evils were fantastic.
Yeah, probably most of the Resident Evil movies. Fifth Element might be her best work. But I looked at it. Looks interesting. I was kind of put off by all these army people having guns and stuff, because I'm just like, I don't know. I like when they do a video game movie. I kind of like to see the movies try to stay true to the games as much as they can.
Yeah.
And for me, it looked like it's not that if she's pulling out a bazooka and shooting one of the big monsters. I don't know much about the franchise, so I could be way off here. But my first impression of it was I wasn't impressed. I was like, this just looks like a cash grab to me. It's just like, oh, look, we threw out a movie for all these Monster Hunter video game fans, and we'll throw in some stuff for other people to come watch it too, so they can drag their girlfriends or boyfriends with them. And I don't I don't know. I had so much hype for Max Payne, the movie, and they let me down so hard. I'm very skeptical with video game movies. I don't know.
I think most of us have been trained to be very skeptical about video game movies.
With good reason.
With good reason. But I think the trend is shifting with video games in to screen video watching methods, movies or streaming like Netflix or whatever. Like we mentioned before, look at The Witcher. Look at some of these other projects they're working on. Look at they're making an Uncharted, and they got a young Peter Parker in there.
What's his name?
Tom Holland.
Tom Holland.
Like I don't know. I think there might be a shift there because they're recognizing that there's a big market for it, and if they can do it, if they do it right, if they do it well, they can make 5, 6, 7 movies. They look, big franchises are what people love. People will go back for big franchises. People are still watching the Fast and Furious. I don't even know what number they're on anymore.
They're coming out with 10 soon, I think.
They're coming out with 10.
Or no, 9. It's 9. Fast.
Or 9. It's 9.
Fast 9, I think. Yeah. Coming out.
It's crazy. People will come back. So if they can get one that's solid.
Okay. Fast and Furious. Those movies are just pure, mind melters. They're those stories aren't good, but they are so stinking fun to watch. And I love Doom, the movie. Okay. Mm-hmm. It's a horrible movie, but I love the movie. Okay. I think people can enjoy these
with Carl Urban.
Yeah. And The Rock.
And The Rock. Yeah, that's right.
Horrible. I thought the movie was great when it first came out. When I was younger, the older I got, I was like, oh my gosh. I was like, I love watching this. I love the whole first person shooter mode that Carl Urban gets into when he becomes Doom guy. But of course movies have, the movies are purely story driven, right? People, we don't like, sure, there's some movies out there that have bad stories, but they're so action packed and crazy that it's like, okay, I could watch the Fast and Furious, for example.
Fast and Furious. I was thinking,
I love Fast and Furious, but I mean, those movies are just for action alone. But good movies are story driven. Their characters, actually go through an arc. Okay, a character, for those who don't know much about storytelling, your character starts here, but he ends here, right? You're not always going to see that in video games, because video games, the primary selling point is gameplay. Story is not as important in a video game as gameplay is. Dead Rising 3, dumbest story I've ever seen. Freaking awesome to play. I had so much fun playing Dead Rising 3. That game was so fun. I didn't care about the story.
Pure zombie slayage.
So it's really hard. It's really hard for you to take something that's so popular in a different medium altogether and make it popular for people for a passive experience. Video games are interactive. And so it's difficult. It's not, you're not going to see like how Daryl in The Walking Dead starts out the way he does in The Walking Dead. I haven't seen season 10 yet, but you see him mature over time this show. And
you're not going to see that in a 3-hour movie.
You're not going to see that in a 3-hour movie. I honestly think television shows are better for video games than movies, but I don't think this movie looks like it's going to be good. I'm probably not going to be wrong about that. I'm probably not going to be wrong about that because I'm bold prediction. Monster Hunter, not going to be a great movie.
Flop, he says.
Please prove me wrong. Please prove me wrong.
Wouldn't that be great?
It would be great.